Hello, and welcome to the Roadmap to Success program. My name is Jessica Spencer, and I love being a small business owner. I'm a Christian wife and mom, and I own and operate a real estate brokerage in Independence Township, Michigan, a small town just about half an hour north of Detroit. I happened upon my real estate career kind of by accident. Around 2011, I was a new wife to a very handsome young police officer, and I was home alone every evening as we were navigating a young marriage with the separation that law enforcement families know all too well. The loneliness of afternoon and midnight shifts and mandatory overtime and all the joys that come from that kind of distance. I'm a family girl. I grew up the center of attention as the only girl, but even I can only spend so much time at my parents' house before they started to want to charge me rent. So I knew that I had to find something else to do other than online shopping with my spare time. So, as God would have it, my husband was really unhappy with our home. We lived on a really noisy main road. It was the corner of a paved road and a gravel road. And while my husband was trying to sleep during the day, which is a hard enough task in and of itself, every teenager from our little town would use that intersection as a test to show the capabilities of their old rusty pickup trucks and peel out about a foot and a half from our master bedroom window. And so it was super easy time, as you can imagine, as new married couple. So when you add competing schedules and infertility treatments and sleep deprivation, it becomes an even more enjoyable process, as you can imagine. So I didn't want to move, but my husband really did. And after some really tough fought negotiations, I was able to negotiate new paint for our new house and new appliances and a few other deals. But most of all, we were going to use the money, the equity that we had built in the house to start our family. So we decided to sell the house, and I called our agent who had helped us purchase the home just a couple years before. And we decided to kind of get the ball rolling. As we navigated the first selling of a house, we decided to purchase a new one. And I started thinking, like, you know what? As a realtor, what a fun job that would be. You get to hang out with your friends, you get to go look at houses all the time. I love HGTV. I think that's a really cool job. So as we continued forward on this path, we list the house, and I noticed how much I was paying my realtor. And I thought, you know what? There might really be something to this. And what do I have to lose? So I figured I could sucker my brothers into buying houses with me. And after that, if I hate it, I'll pay myself back for the courses that I took and the tests that I take, and everything would be great. So I was working my forever job. I had it all planned out. I was a judge's clerk. I had started there at the ripe old age of 17. I worked with someone who I still to this day admire and respect, Judge Daniel Patrick O'Brien. And we were going to work together until we were old and gray, and we both retired. And I had barely graduated from high school. I only went to college because somebody told me I had to. And I failed more classes than I had passed. So, as a judge's clerk, I had a 401k, I had health insurance, I had all these benefits. And so I knew I was going to stay there as a judge's clerk forever. So I took my classes, and for the first time in my whole life, I passed an exam, a small miracle. So I get my license. I go to my realtor that had helped me sell my home, and I ask if I could work for him. And I start this business. And every day I basically sell a house, then they tell their friends about me, and then I start working for them, and this business is just really starting to take off. And So after a few years, my friend and broker, Dan Carnes, called me with a question that would change the trajectory of my life and my kids' lives forever. So he says, "Do you have a minute to talk?" And my husband and I had just adopted our two of our three children. And we were on this road trip from Clarkston, Michigan, all the way across the United States to Oregon, down through California. Then we were going to down to Texas. We had 6 weeks together, and it was really incredible. And when we were supposed to leave for a cruise at the end of our vacation, Hurricane Harvey made its way to southern Texas around the same time we did. So our cruise was canceled. We ended up driving home, and my broker called me and said, "Hey, Jess, do you have a few minutes to talk?" And I was like, "Well, all spicy. I have a long time to talk. I have a whole week to talk because I'm not going to be on a cruise." So he said, "Well, I've been thinking. My reason for being in the real estate industry is different than yours. I wanted to get into real estate so that I could flip houses. And you are in real estate and you're doing so great. You're selling a lot of houses. I think you should start your own company. You could call it Spencer Real Estate or whatever you want. And you can build this company to be whatever you want it to be. And I'll work for you for a little while until you don't need me as a broker anymore. You get your license and then I'll retire. Because I only plan to work for a few more years, and me being the face of the company doesn't really make sense. I think you should start your own." So I hang up with him and I tell my husband about the conversation that I had just had. And my husband says, "Well, what do you think?" And I said, "Well, I really don't think it's a good idea to give up this job that everyone's been telling me to hold tight to since I was 17 when I started." And so he said to me, "Well, Jess, I don't think that these opportunities come up on accident. I think that you always say, 'God, if you'll make it clear to me what you want from me, I'll do what you want me to do. But if you could just make it really clear what you expect from me, and I'll do it.'" He said, "I don't know how God could make it any more clear for you." So we ended up making our way back home, and I thought about it and I prayed about it, and I decided that I would um, I would start my own real estate brokerage. So I did that. I surrounded myself with people who were succeeding at a really high level. I hired a real estate coach and I started my own business. In the past 5 years, since I started my own company, today I am the first millionaire in my family. My handsome police officer husband is no longer putting on a bulletproof vest every day. He's spending his time as a stay at home dad, making up for lost time that he didn't have when his kids were young. I'm the owner of a real estate company whose mission and vision is to glorify God through the service of others. I've been able to build a successful company based on the principles that I'm going to show you. I've had the privilege to learn from some of the most successful entrepreneurs in the world, from world-renowned leaders like Dave Ramsey and John C. Maxwell and Jeff Glover, to my favorite business owner, my dad, Joe Neff. Each of these people have shaped my life through their leadership, and I'm so happy to share with you the lessons that I've learned. Welcome to the Roadmap to Success program. Over the next 90 days, we'll build a foundation for your business that leads you to success. Success is not money. You will not just have success in your personal life, but your professional life also. We'll learn important lessons on mindset, customer service, building out a business, leverage, and leadership. Most importantly, we'll learn about the strains that business can have on your personal relationships, so we can build a way to protect you from the isolation that comes from succeeding at a really high level. In my business, counseling other business owners, I've come to learn that it doesn't matter what industry you're in, entrepreneurs come with the same struggles. I see business owners who are exceptional at their trade. They often propel to the front of the crowd because they're so good at what they do. And when you're great at a trade, the success pushes you into a leadership position. Just because Jessica was a great salesperson doesn't mean that I was qualified to run a business. Running a business successfully is a learned behavior. We must surround ourselves with people who are succeeding at a high level. Unfortunately, I've seen so many business owners, like myself, who are drowning because they don't know the pathway to success. Fortunately for me, I cut my teeth in an industry that was so rich with leadership that I couldn't help but learn from those around me. Over the next 90 days, I'm going to guide you down a step-by-step pathway to success. I know that I am who I am because of all the people who have poured their knowledge into me along the way. And I'm so looking forward to pouring into you. I can't wait to hear about your success. This is a comprehensive program. From now on, you will make more money, have more clients, and more time to build a foundation of a business that is so strong that it can't be shaken by any market shift, by anything external. Welcome to the Pathway to Success program. I'm Jessica Spencer. Hello.